Okay, this is a very basic little Blood Bowl video on the one-turn score, or the one-turn touchdowns, OTS or OTT. Um, it's not going to go into huge amounts of detail. It's there sort of to show people that it exists, and because what I'm doing with starting with these videos is basically showing things that are very, very common on the tournament circuit and in developed play on Fumble and Cyanide, but people who haven't come across sort of high level play don't know exist. I didn't know that one turn scores existed until I started playing tabletop tournaments, and lots of people are taken by surprise by them on Fumble, sort of the first time they see them. So what I've got on the link on the left shows the link to Fumble, where it basically shows for all sorts of different combinations of how many players you've got and what move players you've got, how you can do these one-turn scores, and I will put a link somewhere to a most ridiculous one that I think the Sage carried out, where he only had about 5 players and was up against 2 people with stand firm and all sorts of shenanigans like that. So I'll try and put those links in the descriptions to the video and so on. But this is basically the existence of the one-turn score, which is basically often used in turn 8 or turn 16. So you kicked the opponent, so he got to go first, and he did an 8-turn drive, and so you've got 1 turn. And what quite often new players do is just say, oh, I've got 1 turn, let's just beat up some players on the line. And that's not actually usually the best way of using it, if you've got any sort of speed or any sort of numerical advantage, basically. So what I've done here is set up an unrealistic setup, but it can be easily expanded into more specific cases. So he's got 3 on the line, and now obviously he'll have more players back, and there's a whole load of stuff you can look at about the best way to avoid setting up the one-turn score, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm just going to look at how it basically works. So he has to put 3 players on the line, so let's assume he's put them sort of spread out like that. You need to set up something like this. So I've used Skaven because they are the masters of the one-turn score, basically, because they've got move 9 players and they sometimes have some frenzy around as well. And obviously we're not looking at the one-turn score here where you've got a move 10 sprint gutter runner, because that's basically cheating. So we're not doing that. What we've got here is 2 gutter runners back to retrieve the ball. So let's say the ball gets kicked to somewhere along those lines. What you basically want to do is move this gutter runner forward 2 squares. That's the aim of the game, because the gutter runner can move 9, he's got 2 squares of go for it's, and so if you can get him forward 2 squares using blocking and chain pushing, then you can score, basically. And the further you can get him using blocking, the fewer go for it's and so on he needs to make. So what you'll do is set up like this, or something along those lines. This Skaven guy will come round to here and will blitz the Amazon. So obviously the more dice you can get on that, the better. 3 dice would be lovely. So if you can get a strong player doing this and some guard in there, then that's lovely. Because basically you need to not knock this player over. You need to push him so that he moves to there, and you can follow up. Then you use this chap here to block him again. And this is the important one, because now if you push him, the gutter runner gets chain pushed into that square there. And you can follow up or not, doesn't make any difference. Usually a good idea to follow up for the catch. So that needs to be for the assist, sorry, not for the catch. So that needs to be a push again, because you need to block him again now. So this chap blocks him, and it means that you can chain push again to there. And ideally at this stage, you really want a POW, because then it avoids the dodge away and avoids any tackle zones on the catch. But then again, if you had enough players, there'd be nothing stopping you moving one of these players to there, moving another one to there, and then blocking with this guy into there, which moves him even closer. Let's assume we've POW'd him over this time. Okay, so this guy's been POW'd, gets rid of him, move him over there somewhere. This guy goes, picks up the ball, and then gets as fast, so gets as close to, him as he can, so either close enough to hand it off or just quick pass to there, and that gives him 10 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the go for it, and that's the 1-turn score. And the first time it works, it is a moment of magic. And when it works in a tournament, it's great. And when it works and it wins you the game, then it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, do go to the link that's just on the left of the video there, fumble.com/help:/OTT, and there's a load of stuff, an over the top amount of stuff there on how to do this stuff. Okay, hope that was helpful, and hopefully you won't be caught out by 1-turn scores, and hopefully you'll carry them out with aplomb.